on. There we go. There we go. There it is. How we doing, y'all? What's going on? So it's Friday. It's Friday night, and we feel alright. Yeah, man. We about to get to the music. It's a beautiful day for it. You already know. But there's a couple things I want to hit. These are some key stories too, y'all. Key local news bit. But it's Friday, so we're gonna go through it pretty quickly, okay? So the consulate is questioning ICE in Clayton County right now after Mexican nationalist or nationalist Mexican national dies in ICE detention. So that's a big one. We're gonna check that one out. We also have errors in the state auditing for data centers. Is costing the state millions in tax money. They got tax breaks, man. They got tax breaks, man. I pay my taxes. Come on now. And then we have Savannah breaking ground to expand their water infrastructure, which is fantastic. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Let me pull it up. Let's start with the this troubling ICE story right here. So consulate seeking answers after Mexican national dies at ICE detention facility in Clayton County. The consulate said in a statement that it is communicating with the Atlanta field office of ICE in order to find out what happened. What happened, y'all? The Consulate General of Mexico is requesting answers after reports that a Mexican national died at an ICE detention center in Clayton County. According to the consulate, the incident happened at the Robert A. Dayton Detention Facility, a migrant processing center, on Wednesday, January 14th. That was 2 days ago. After the incident, the
Consulate General of Mexico in Atlanta confirms a Mexican national died while.
Yes, thank you. I'm explaining that right now. Thank you very much. The consulate said it contacted family members and is putting together a plan to transport the remains back to Mexico as soon as possible. Dang. Really, y'all? Y'all don't want to answer no questions. Y'all just want to send the body back in the body bag. That is crazy. That's nuts. In accordance with the wishes of the family, of course, you gotta send the body back with the wishes, but answer some questions. Come on, what's going on? Investigation, bro. What's going on? The consulate also said in a statement that it is communicating with the Atlanta field office of ICE to determine what happened. Of course, ongoing communications is being maintained with the Atlanta field office of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Of course, in accordance with the appropriate U.S. authorities, the Consulate General has requested clarification of the circumstances surrounding the incident and is cooperating in the necessary steps to ensure the investigation is conducted promptly and transparently. It has also released the following statement regarding the person's passing. The government of Mexico extends its most sincere condolences to the family of the Mexican national and reiterates its commitment to providing consular assistance and protection to our community. Developing stories. So it's crazy. We on day 2, and this article is still just saying they're in communications trying to get clarification. It's crazy. I wonder if that will happen, but that's all we have there. It's terrible. It's terrible. There's a bill actually. Well, there's not a bill yet, but the Dems in the state house here are pushing to It's like three different things that they want ICE to do. One of them's demask. The other one is to be held accountable for actions, and then I can't remember the last one, but it's very real times. All right, very real times we live in. All right, next we have, this is just as big. Well, yeah, I mean this is big, but a death is terrible. This isn't a death, so I wouldn't say it's just as big, but this is a big deal right here. Error in state auditors data center review inflated job reduction and economic value. So basically, these companies inflated their numbers to be able to exceed certain um, uh, regulations. Basically, they were able to dodge certain regulations. We'll read this. All right. Data centers in Georgia did not produce the same high payback in exchange for nearly $500 million in tax breaks as reported by state auditors last month, according to a corrections issued Wednesday. In a report first released on Christmas Eve, the Georgia Department of Auditors and Accounts said the state effectively gave away $474 million in the fiscal year that ended in July by exempting data centers from some taxes. In exchange, auditors said data centers created 28,350 construction-related jobs in 2025, adding $3.4 billion to the state economy, which is great. You know, you got these construction companies going in there, they're creating jobs by building these huge buildings, but after the buildings is there, let's keep reading. And they created another 5,471 data center operations jobs. That's not that many. It's not as good as 30,000. For an additional $823 million injection into the state economy. But on Wednesday, guys, here's where it gets real. But on Wednesday, the state agency revised those numbers. Data centers produce less than a third as many jobs and less than a third as much economic value. They wrote in a summary of a full report by the Carl Vinson Institute of Government at the University of Georgia. Data centers actually produced 8,505 construction jobs that added $1 billion instead of $3.4 billion. $1 billion to the economy, and 1,641 operation jobs for another $247 million added. So cut those numbers by a third. Less than a third, actually. There was no explanation for the error. The table with the employment and value numbers and the underlying Carl Vinson report that was linked to the corrected release still contained the same figures as the December version. Data centers have become controversial due to their demands on water and power infrastructure. Last month, the State Public Service Commission approved a nearly 10 gigawatt expansion request by Georgia Power to supply current and anticipated demand by the centers, which are powering the development of artificial intelligence as well as traditional internet services. Of course, it's an ongoing story. Thank you, my guy. Yeah, man, these data centers are crazy, bro. These data centers are crazy. I don't know about it, y'all. I don't know. But, all right. Yeah. Moving on. Savannah breaks ground. Savannah area expanding water infrastructure looking ahead for more growth. The expansion of water treatment plant in southeast Georgia is part of a $500 million appropriation from state lawmakers in 2025. Leaders in southeast Georgia have broken ground on a $146 million project aimed at shoring up the region's water supply for decades. The expansion of a surface water treatment plant in Port Wentworth, just west of Savannah, comes as the area welcomes more residents, hotels, and other signs of economic growth, like the massive Hyundai vehicle factory in Bryan County. Yep, we just heard about some things that happen there. The importance of a safe, adequate supply of potable water or drinking water. Maybe that's supposed to say portable drinking water, potable. Okay, drinking water for human consumption, fire protection, and industrial use is essential to any local economy, regional economy, and people's health and well-being, said Ron Feltner, the water resources chief for the city of Savannah, which provides the water for a 3-county region. Nice. Feltner said the city is currently permitted to take 58 million gallons of water per day from the Savannah River's Abercorn Creek. He said that amount could increase to 90 million gallons of water per day in the next 25 to 30 years if economic forecasts are right and the state permits the withdrawals. That would take pressure off the region's underground supply of drinking water. The Floridian aquifer, from which the city is permitted to take 18 million gallons of water per day, he said. It is good news for the aquifer. Feltner said it's part of the resilient strategy of the groundwater resource to ensure that it remains viable, because groundwater is going to always be an important part of the water supply plan here in coastal Georgia, and we want to make sure that it is resilient and able to continue to provide for the areas of the region that have to rely on groundwater. State lawmakers approved state funds for the expansion as part of a $500 million appropriation last year. So they're basically just expanding the water system. Potable water to approximately 350,000 residents across the region. The first phase of the expansion is expected to be completed in 2029, with later phases coming online by 2032. Whew. Effingham County received $319 million in new water infrastructure. Bryan County received $37 million in water transmission infrastructure and a high service booster station as part of state funding. So this is cool. I think this is good. I think this is reasonable. You got to expand out there as more people move into that area. That area is expanding. So I think that's a good thing. I just we're going to use the water. I just want them to use the water for the right things. Come on, man. And then, of course, respect the water source. Respect the source. Respect the water. If you treat it right, it'll treat you right, basically. All right. That's it. That's it on that. Yeah, I'm going to get to these beats. Then I'm going to be up out of here, man. I'm going to make something simple, you know what I'm saying? Something quick and simple. Hope y'all doing well today, though. We doing pretty good. Just got back from the library. You know what I mean? I know I was trying to figure out how to read there, too. I'm tired, y'all. Y'all leave me alone, man. I'm tired. Oh, hold on. chord. It's crazy. Simple. Simple. Did it take it out? What happened? Oh, okay. I'm with it. It wasn't perfect, but this quartizing button about to do it though. Let's see. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. Why does it keep going away? That's crazy. All right. Literally. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, that's fair. That's yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Something simple. I don't want it to get in the way. I just wanted to kind of just add to the whole texture and everything. So I think it's doing that right now. So we're gonna move on. How about them apples? How about them apples, chat? How about them apples? Just kidding. About to wrap it up. Thought I just hit down on that. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, that's gonna take some quarantizing right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Doesn't sound like much now, but we're about to show y'all what a little bit of polish can do. Let's just keep it right here. Let's keep it right here. A little bit of razzle dazzle, as they used to say. Let me put the razzle dazzle on it, Michael. Yeah, man. Already know. You ain't putting the razzle dazzle on it, then what you doing, huh? Then what you doing? The razzle dazzle. All right, so this is like the thing. I'm gonna put the delay before the reverb. That way, the delay is reverb, if that makes sense. So it does matter. Very much does matter what you're doing here. So I know I just be throwing stuff in there. Y'all know me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's draw more wet. There we go. That's what we want. Turn this down a little bit. Turn this down a little This needs to be pushed up even further. This is still like waiting for it to go. We got something here. We got something here. All right, let's see what this is right here. I want something that's gonna make this sound crazy. All right, y'all. I think that's about it. Love y'all very much. Thank you for watching. And I'll be back next week. Y'all have a good weekend. Y'all take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I'll see y'all next week. Have a good weekend, y'all. Peace.